Ernest Hemingway's story, Hills Like White Elephants, is in the chapter in the text that deals with point of view. And we do look at it from point of view, but it's a rich story in several ways. When we look at this story, we do look at point of view. It is objective or sometimes called dramatic. And as a result, we as the readers must interpret because the narrator does not. We have a setting, a railroad station. There are two very different views from the station. We are at something of a crossroads. The hills are significant and they are symbolic. The landscape is significant and it is symbolic. When we look at Hemingway's theme, we must look for the central insight about the world and the people in it. First of all, what is a white elephant? Well, the origin of the expression, something being like a white elephant, comes from the stories of the kings of Siam. The white elephant was rare, and it would be given as a gift to someone because the elephant had to be cared for, and it was an expensive task. And therefore, the person who received the gift had to spend most of their money and time dealing with this gift. So a white elephant is a possession that is useless or troublesome or is difficult to maintain or expensive and can't be disposed of. Now, when we look at the setting, you remember that we're in a train station. And this is how people would have traveled during this period of time. It's set in Spain. If you look at the photographs that are here, the one at the bottom left is actually of Hemingway and some friends in 1925 in Spain. I have a picture of a suitcase with travel stickers on it. And this would have been not unlike things we do today where we collect something to show where we've been. Train station. The picture on the right is of young lovers in New York in a train station. But then at the bottom, I also show you another small train station. And then in the center is an advertisement for train travel. So these are two young people who are traveling about and who are seeing the world. There we are in the midst of Spain at a train station waiting for the train to come. The one decision that the characters make, is what they drink. They order some beer, then they order a liqueur, and there is a reference to absinthe, which was a spirit that was banned for a period of time because it was considered to be terribly addictive, because it was not bottled with sugar. Sugar would have been used to prepare it. At the bottom is an advertisement, a picture of absinthe being shared, but it would be something that would be sort of a novelty. But at the bottom right, you have artwork of sometimes absinthe was called the Green Fairy, and this it is the Muse. But notice that the focus of the couple is on travel and having a drink. We talk about things being both literal and figurative. That is, places have meaning unto themselves, and then they also can mean something greater. This is a picture of Ebro, Spain. Ebro is the river. There is a river that runs through, the river Ebro, and here we have a picture of the hills, and they are white. And then here we have another picture of the Ebro Valley, and we see something that is fertile and that is quite beautiful. So when we see these things that are symbolic at the train station, waiting for the next train to come, All of those things can be seen symbolically. They're all literal. We have a couple waiting at the train station for the next train to come. There are dry, sterile hills on one side, and there is fertile land on the other. So the setting is realistic, but the setting is also symbolic. They are, in fact, critical to our understanding of the story, and they symbolize the dilemma. The imagery tells us about the dilemma that this young couple are facing. They are going to have to make a choice. What's a dilemma? There's no good choice. Two equally unappealing choices. What is the main idea or central insight about the world and the people in it? Think about how all the elements of the story work together. And again, you have to view the characters in the historical context, not based on what's known today, and you cannot put yourself into the story. What does the story tell us? And what do you think happens at the end of the story? Do the characters continue to travel together? How does this affect our understanding of things? Do they stop traveling together? What happens when the story continues? When we consider thing, the central unifying concept that provides insight and understanding, we look at details, patterns, allusions, symbols, and plot. We look at the feelings of the main characters expressed through their thoughts and conversations, what they do, what they learn, whether they change, actions or events that express ideas. Remember when you state the theme, it is a complete thought. It is a generalization, but it is neither vague, nor exaggerates, nor overgeneralizes. It identifies the main idea, not minor themes, and it must account for all the major elements. We are not injecting ourselves into the story, or are we imposing today's knowledge on that of the past. With the objective point of view, the reader must interpret. We have a choice to be made. One is seen as a white elephant. The other is what has been. The question is, can what has been continue in light of where the characters are today? You must determine what the story says.